Hi, we just finished meeting for pronunciation practice on Monday, March 21st. And we just had the first day of spring, so it's nice that we have spring flowers mixed in this list. And the first word and the first flowers that we usually see around here are crocus, crow. Maybe if you think of it as crow, like the bird, that might help you remember the sound, or grow because they grow early. Crocus. And here's a picture. These little purple flowers that come up, and sometimes they're white and sometimes they're purple and white. And hyacinth, hyacinth. And I have that one here. These. They usually grow in a column like that. And then, not a spring flower, environment or environment. So we don't say the N, we skip that. And you can say envir, make a Y because your tongue's very high for the vi, environment. Or not do that, envira. You're still making a y, but environment. This one's easier for me, environment. Creator, creator. This is content creators. And a flower, daffodil, daffodil. And those are on this site tulips, lilac, pansy. I really not the word daffodil. Um, there, daffodil. Usually they're bright yellow. Daffodil. Universe. You have to start with your tongue in the Y position. Universe. Universal. The stress moves to the second to last syllable. If a word ends with the suffix al, it's usually the syllable before that's going to be stressed. Universal. Author. The th is voiceless, so no sound, just thir. Author. Inconsiderable. Inconsiderable. Lilac. And those were here. Lilac. There. These are really bright. Mine are never that bright, but they're all different shades of purplish. Pansy. It looks like an S, but it sounds like a Z. Pansy. Those were here, weren't they? Yeah, the next one. Pansy. Lots of different colors, but okay. Azalea. 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 I have to put that in. Wow. It's a bush, and you see them like this, like rounded. Um, Sometimes they're shaped in square, but they can grow wild like this and have lots of flowers. Azalea. And rhododendron. Rhododendron. I better copy that because I never remember how to spell it. Rhododendron. And these bushes also get very big, like this big size with lots of flowers. Rhododendron. This word looks so different than it sounds. I never remember that it sounds hegemony. Isn't that crazy? It looks like hegemony for sure, but hegemony. Hegemony. This is a name, a Russian name, and American pronunciation of it is Sergey. Sergey. Another flower, magnolia. Magnolia. There. They smell really good. Magnolia. And this, respiratory. You might hear it without the and it might sound like respiratory, but all of the syllables, respiratory. Respiratory. This one, We always drop the middle syllable, so you won't hear restaurant. It's always restaurant. So we get rid of this AU in the middle and just push it together. So all you have is restaurant. I put the AH to remind you that the vowel is ah, tront, restaurant. And since I had content creators up here, it came up with the word can be spelled the same, but if the stress is on the first syllable, it's a noun. Excuse me. Content, content. If it's a verb, the stress is on the second syllable. No, this is an adjective. I feel content. Sorry, adjective. Content. Are you content? Yes. Inconsiderate. Inconsiderate. And that made me think of the ATE ending. This is an adjective. I'll put that here to remind you. And if it's a verb, the ATE ending will sound like ate, like it looks like I ate yesterday. Graduate. But if it's a noun or an adjective and it's spelled exactly the same, the ATE spelling will sound like it. Graduate. So you can say, I am a graduate of that school, or you can say, I am a graduate student. In that case, it's an adjective. March Madness. It's madness. Preliminary. Preliminary. Elim- elimination. My hand wasn't doing what my voice was. Elimination. Eliminate. Eliminate. Qualification. Qualification. Qualifying. Qualifying. And now birds. Blue jay. Because these are, the first part is adjective, like compound word. The first one is almost always stressed. Blue jay. Even though this is two words, the red is an adjective. Red robin. 1, 2, 3. Red robin. Chickadee. Chickadee. Woodpecker. Woodpecker. Owl. I'm looking back for something. Owl. It's almost two syllables. Owl, but you blend them together. Owl. Owl. This one, 37, is bowl. Bowl. So round your lips, and as you're saying O, put your tongue in the L position. Bowl. If you misspell it, if you put an E in there, it changes it completely. It is now bowel. Bowel. And that is your intestines. Something you don't want for breakfast. Bowling. Bowling. And bald. Now, don't round your lips. Keep your jaw open and your lips straight, not rounded. Ba. You need the ah. Your jaw needs to be very low. And while it's low, you can start putting your tongue up for the L. Bald. If you don't say the D and it's just L, it will be ball. Ba. But make sure you hold your jaw open enough that it makes the ah sound and that you make the ah sound for a long enough duration that it can be heard. Ball. Bold. Round your lips. Bold. The bigger number, maybe I should just put that. Oop, 40. I'll put 40. So if it's the bigger number, 40, the stress will always be on the first syllable and the T will always change to D. 4D. However, if it's the smaller number, it can be pronounced 14 with stress on teen. It can also be pronounced 14 with stress on the 4. So this one has more options than 40, but the T will never change to a D. We never say 14. So if somebody hears a D, they're going to think of the bigger number. If they hear a T, they're going to think of the smaller number. So if you're trying to be careful and pronouncing the word very clearly and saying 40, that will confuse native speakers who may not catch it and think they hear the T, it's going to be 1 4, the smaller number, 14. So always use the D with 4D. With 14, if you want to emphasize the difference, what time is it? It's 3:14. 3:14. If it's 3:40, I mean, it's 3:14, they might think it's 40. So this is really helpful to distinguish. Is it 40 or 14? However, if you're counting and you're in the teens, you don't need to emphasize teen because, of course, every word is going to be teen. 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. The new information is the quantity that's changing, the 13, 14, not the teen. Err on the side of caution. Err on the side of caution. So we don't have to say of with a V. You can get rid of the V and just say side, err on the side. Oh, error. This is kind of weird, error, because you're holding your tongue in the R position. After you say air, hold it there. Don't uncurl it. Keep it curled back and then make the noise again. Error, error. To err is human. To err is human. All right. Thank you. These were fun words to do so close to the first day of spring. Thanks for coming. And if you weren't here, I hope you can join us next Monday or Tuesday, tomorrow, for pronunciation, and Wednesday for intonation. Thanks.